Everybody's looking for the one in a million, the other half of each of us. Most of us are very romantic in that sense, but why? Why would we search for something we seemingly don't even know for sure? Why are so many people looking for their perfect counterpart and feel that only when they find that person they can achieve happiness? Today we'll speak about twin flames. Anyone, your dad or mom, brother or sister, friend or foe, can be your twin flame. But in this video we will focus on twin flame marriages. So let's get started right away with a definition of what twin flames are. Elizabeth Clare Prophet writes in her book Karma and Reincarnation. Your twin flame is your other half, your counterpart. Created together in the beginning, you and your twin flame are the only two souls who share your unique pattern of identity. You may or may not be happily united with your twin flame in this life. If you are not united with your twin flame, like most of us, you might feel a deep yearning to find the one. Most of us are searching for the one in a million and are desperate to find him or her. This deep yearning comes from a memory of having been together that might have been created thousands or even millions of years ago. We were once united with our twin flame and we were truly one. And then we both made karma, which led to the separation from our twin flame. Did you know that some well-known people in the spiritual field who worked with the Ascended Masters were twin flames? I'll tell you more in a few minutes. Okay, now that we've learned what twin flames are, let's look at the creation story of twin flames so we understand better what has happened. In the beginning, God created twin flames. The Bible paints the picture of Adam and Eve as twin flames, and Eve having been created from Adam's rib. God started the process of creating twin flames with creating a sphere of energy. For the sake of understanding, you can imagine this as a ball of fiery white energy. Then he divided this ball of energy into two halves. One has a masculine polarity, the other one has a feminine polarity. These are twin flames, which you can also think of as spirit sparks. You started as one consciousness and then you became two. And when you are reunited, you become one again. The special thing about twin flames is that when they were created, they were stamped with the same unique blueprint, which includes their sense of identity, mission, and purpose. You don't share this with anyone other than your own twin flame. And that's what it makes this relationship so unique and special. That all sounds wonderful, but why exactly is it that most of us are not together with our twin flame anymore? What happened? Mrs. Prophet explains. We incarnated with our twin flame, one of us the masculine and the other the feminine polarity of the whole divine, to fulfill a mission together and to grow spiritually. We would have continued to share the beauty of our relationship as cosmic lovers through our many incarnations on Earth if we had remained in harmony with our original nature, with each other and with God. When we fell from that state of perfection, we created negative karma with each other and with others. Our entanglements with others demanded that we re-embody with them in order to resolve the karma we had created. As one karmic circumstance led to another, we found ourselves farther and farther apart from our first love. In other words, we started making karma. If you make karma with someone, you need to balance that karma with the same soul. So that's what pulled twin flames in different directions and ultimately led to separation. Think about the fact that we may have had hundreds of lifetimes on this earth already. In each lifetime, we made some good and some bad karma. The negative karma needs to be balanced, which means we first need to balance certain karma with others before we can reunite with our twin flame. To put it all in an image, imagine a couple who are twin flames standing across from each other. The negative karma each one made is represented by a brick wall between them. Each time they made negative karma, a new brick is added to the wall, which stands in the way of their being with each other. Lots of karma means a big brick wall. We first need to work on every single brick to transmute that karma, so in the end we can be permanently reunited with our twin flame. So how do you recognize your twin flame? Quoting from Finding a Higher Love. The soul recognition of one's twin flame may happen gradually, like the morning light that gently appears. Or it may be like a lightning strike that in one swift flash illumines your life and changes it forever. Sometimes one person knows, while the other has to be graciously reminded. Recognizing your twin flame is like a deep inner feeling. It's not superficial. It's something you've never experienced before, and somehow a part of you knows that this is it, that he or she is the one. Recognizing your twin flame might not be as easy as you think. You might be madly in love and happily married, thinking that you're married to your twin flame, but it's actually a soulmate. But you know what? If God brought you together and you're happy, it doesn't matter all that much what exactly your husband or wife is to you in terms of a soul connection. Just be thankful, enjoy the gift. But when are you ready to meet your twin flame? Surprisingly to some, you have to have a certain spiritual attainment to meet your twin flame. Why? Let's say you found your twin flame and you're getting married. Is it going to be the most romantic story of your life? Probably not. And that's where the awesome wild flame comes into play. Because we need it. Because, as mentioned before, we've made karma. Sometimes this is heavy karma. It can be with others, but also with our twin flame. For instance, because of abuse, neglect, or betrayal. This may manifest as feeling resentment, hatred, jealousy, and other negative feelings towards your twin flame. Elizabeth said, "A relationship between twin flames can be as difficult, if not more so, than any other marriage or partnership because in the past they have probably betrayed and hurt one another. Due to the inner pain and sorrow of having been separated for so long as well as having made karma, twin flames often do experience a great intensity in their relationship. So a twin flame relationship may be pretty explosive. Twin flames might separate because it's just not working out. Doesn't sound too romantic, does it? When you and your twin flame do not have a certain level of spiritual attainment and self-mastery, your whole relationship might explode, and you could potentially make a lot of new karma that might even separate you once more from your twin flame in this and future lifetimes. Imagine you are a very impulsive person, you explode quickly and cannot control your feelings when they get very intense. You know what you want and you want everything done quickly. You move through your life with a certain purpose, you are a driver. Imagine you're married to your twin flame. He's the opposite. He's slow, takes time to think things through, doesn't react as quickly, and is not as driven as you. These two positions might be the perfect push and pull relationship, but if one of you lacks the attainment to stay positive and calm in the midst of all of this, this marriage can go downhill very quickly. Imagine the fights you could have. Ever heard of huge divorce cases where the divorced couple fights for years about their property, money, and kids? This can be a big chunk of karma that two people create with each other. That's why it is so important to have self-mastery. Give the other one space if needed. Let the other one be and still be true to yourself. Handle conflicts in a calm and intelligent way. Elizabeth Clare Prophet says, "For until twin flames achieve a certain level of mastery and oneness with their own real selves, they are often unable to cope with the weight of their negative karma as it is amplified by the presence of their twin flame." So you might be into art and music and your twin flame might like cars and robot mechanics. You might be as different as two people can be, but then the beauty of divine creation takes place. Opposites attract. Opposites make one whole. I found a lovely story of a twin flame couple in the book Finding a Higher Love by Elizabeth Clare Prophet that I'd like to share with you. The time is the 18th century and the place is Germany. This is the story of the grandfather of Felix Mendelssohn, the prolific German composer. Felix's grandfather's name was Moses Mendelssohn. Moses was a renowned Jewish philosopher. He strongly believed and argued on behalf of the existence of God and the soul's immortality. One of his admirers described him as a man of keen insight, frank and open-hearted. Moses Mendelssohn was far from being a handsome man. Along with a rather short stature, he also possessed a grotesque humpback. One day he visited a Hamburg merchant who had a lovely daughter named Frumtje. Moses fell hopelessly in love with this young woman. But alas, Frumtje was repulsed by his misshapen appearance. Finally, the time came for farewells at the merchant's home. He bade the merchant farewell and then paused as he approached the door. Moses gathered his courage and then began to climb the stairs to Frumtje's room to bid her farewell. He knocked gently on the wooden door and after a few moments the door opened. Frumtje was a vision of heavenly beauty, but her beauty caused him such deep sadness by her refusal to even look up at him. Her gaze was fixed on the floor. They took chairs not far from one another. After several attempts at conversation, none of which were successful, Moses shyly questioned, "Do you believe marriages are made in heaven?" There was a long pause. Yes, she answered, still looking away from Moses and staring at the floor. Another long pause ensued. And then Frumtje quietly asked, "And do you?" Moses replied, "Yes, I do." Then Moses said, "You see, in heaven at the birth of each boy, the Lord announces, 'This boy will marry that particular girl.' And when I was born, my future bride was pointed out to me, and then the Lord said, 'But your wife will be humpbacked.' Right then and there I called out, 'Oh Lord, a humpbacked woman would be a tragedy. Please, Lord, give me the hump and let her be beautiful.'" A hush settled over the room. Frumtje slowly raised her head and looked up into his eyes. She was stirred by some deep memory. She reached out and gave Moses her hand, and it was not long afterwards that Frumtje became Moses Mendelssohn's devoted wife. This is a very beautiful story, isn't it? A twin flame marriage could well be the best thing on earth that you could ever experience. You could feel whole, happy, and as if nothing is missing in your life. But if you're blessed to connect with your twin flame, you may have to make an extra effort to make it work. In order to deal with the karma between you and your twin flame, it doesn't matter whether you already know your twin flame or not, you can use the violet flame. As a matter of fact, the violet flame is your best friend when it comes to your twin flame. If you haven't met your twin flame yet, you can use the violet flame to transmute the karma between you. If it's God's will, you might meet him or her even in this lifetime. If you have met your twin flame and are having difficulties in the relationship, you can use the violet flame to smooth things out in between you. You can use the violet flame for everything. That's the beauty of it. If you don't know how to invoke the violet flame, watch my video, Violet Flame Mantra Beginner. Did you know that the messengers of the Great White Brotherhood were twin flames? Edna and Guy Ballard, who were messengers of the Great White Brotherhood in the 1920s and 1930s, were twin flames. Both ascended at the conclusion of that last life together. And Mark and Elizabeth Prophet, both messengers for the Great White Brotherhood from the 1950s on, were twin flames. Elizabeth actually asked for proof that Mark was her twin flame. She shared, "I wanted to be absolutely certain, and I wanted to have the confirmation in my own being that every step I took was right and was the will of God, so that I would not make any mistake to the harm of any part of life. And so I asked God to reveal to me and confirm within my own being that this indeed was my twin flame. Weeks later, I had a very astounding experience. It was one of the indelible experiences that never dims with time. I happened to look into a mirror where I was dressing. And I looked up and I did not see myself. I saw the ache of Mark Prophet. Now, if you can ever imagine looking in a mirror and not seeing yourself, it's a very shocking experience. What I saw was really the revelation of the inner soul pattern, not just of the soul, which is that potential to become God, but I saw the image of the man behind the man. It was as if I was seeing the archetypal likeness of myself in the masculine polarity. I drew close to examine it in greater detail. It did not fade, but waited for me to take in every line of it. It was ancient. It had always been. When my being had registered a confirmation on the inner pattern, his face was no longer in the mirror, but fully awakened in my soul. Wow, what an amazing story! Can you imagine seeing another face when looking into a mirror? By the way, once both twin flames ascend, they will be forever together. It's like in a real happy fairy tale. That's something to look forward to. I hope you liked this video series and are inspired to use the violet flame. You can read much more about all of these relationship types in the following 3 books, which were the main source of the information in this video series. Soulmates and Twin Flames, Karma and Reincarnation, Finding Our Higher Love. I'll add the links below this video in the video description. By the way, links included in this video may be affiliate links. If you purchase a product or service with the links that I provide, I may receive a small commission. This helps me to continue providing you with free content. Thanks for watching and have a great Violet Flame day!